I'm alive. Oh my God. Very interesting. I'm just trying this out. I thought I might do this, but I don't know exactly what about. I feel like I could talk about my life. I'm a little bored of that, but I feel like it might be interesting to someone. Who knows? I'm just curious about how this looks and feels to do. I've never done it before. I've barely made videos of myself. One time, and the only reason I have subscribers on this channel is from a video I made about the Your Mom's House podcast. It was dumb. It was a really dumb video, but I caught like a trend of people looking for that for content on that, and it was a really goofy. They had tried to create a rumor about Christina P and Theo Vaughn having hooked up in the past because I think they just wanted to get more viewers like for their podcast. And I was into it. Like I listened to their podcast and I could tell what they were doing. Like I thought it was a cute strategy for like getting people to listen, like fake drama between comedians. So I thought, well, that's kind of cute and funny. So I took it down eventually because I got I think I got something around like 80,000 views or something in like a week, and I was really proud of that, of course, but because I had never posted any video on YouTube before. But I took it down because they're a married couple, and there are people that are just so stupid that they actually think those things are real, even though I like really intentionally tried to make the video really goofy. I put I wish I could find it. I think it's on my old computer, but I don't have a monitor for this thing, so I have no way of like, and I have nothing to like hook it up to my laptop to like view what's on it. So I'll have to look into it later. But it was kind of funny, but it was just a bunch of clips of Theo Vaughn from the Real World, and that she was on the Real World too. So it was like some clips of like her on there and him on there, and then like any of the times that he had talked about it on on his podcast and theirs. And so that was my first and only. I made a few of those. I think I made like three um, of those drama videos about that, but it was super dumb. So I put like the X Files. I found like X Files music that was like not copyrighted. It was like a version of it sounded similar, and it was too loud. Like a bunch of the comments under that video were like, "The music is so fucking loud." So it wasn't great. But I had a lot of fun doing it. It took me a whole weekend. I think I sat and did it for like a whole weekend. And yeah, I I enjoyed it. I have lights. I'm just like not doing all that yet. I just thought, well, let me just stream. I'll just make something and see how I feel about it. Um, I don't know. It's an odd it's an odd thing to do. Definitely feels a bit strange. But I don't know. Maybe I will try it again. Um, I do wish I could find my old YouTube video. It was from, I want to say 2020, 2021, something like that. I don't think it wasn't popular enough that anyone else would have saved it. So it's definitely on me whether I can find it or not. And I deleted it from YouTube because, like I said, some people, it's the type of people that'll watch TV and they like think that the soap opera is real. And I worried about those types of people seeing my video and thinking that Christina P really did have an affair with Theo Vaughn and that they were going to, I was, because they're a married couple, I just didn't want that actually like hanging out there forever, even though they're the ones who created the rumor. And I think they were just doing it for, like I said, for more viewers. So I thought it was clever. And I think I did help because like it for that week or two or whatever that people were looking it up. I think it definitely drummed up some attention for them, but yeah, I just didn't want to leave it hanging out there because they're a married couple and I respect it. So um, yeah, I guess I will end it here. Maybe I will try this again. It's kind of fun. I don't know what to talk about. I have a weird life. I could definitely talk about that, but it's a little, mm, I'm a little apprehensive on like how I should talk about it, um, for a few reasons. Mostly just so that my family doesn't, you know, have problems because of any of it. I don't think I would say anything that would cause my family issues because I'm so aware of that line, crossing that line. So I probably wouldn't bring up the sensitive subjects. Uh, at some point, I'd have to talk about some of it, but not, it wouldn't have to be in a super damning way. So I'd have to just be thoughtful about how I talk about it. Um, I would. But yeah, I am. I am living in West Virginia. I moved here from Florida in February. It's July now. I am looking for a job so hard, and I will find one. I'm sure. Like I'll find one very soon. But um, I've been feeling very discouraged. It's been getting rough on that end of things, and yeah, I think I'll figure it out now. I got rope burn on my leg from this dog that I walked this dog Copper, and he was so cute. He was a beagle. And you know, around here there's so many mountain dogs. Like there's, I call them mountain dogs, and they're living their best life. Like mountain dogs are so happy, and they will, anyway, this girl Rottweiler puppy uh, came up to us when we were taking a walk. And I had him on the leash, of course, because he's not from around here. And I was just dog sitting, so I didn't want anything to happen to him. And she just like came up and she was so friendly, and they were sniffing each other forever. And they played in the yard. And it was so sad because they played all day and they were totally in love. But I knew he had to go home like the next day, and I didn't know where she was from. So we walked down, like I walked down the street and I walked to this one house that always has puppies. And I thought, it's got to be this house. She's got to be from this house. And I tried to pawn her. Like I tried to see if like we could just ditch her at that point. We saw the other dogs and they came up to her and they were sniffing her and seemed like she was saying hello to them. And so I was like, yeah, this is probably where she's from. And and then we turned around, and then she followed us back home, and they were hanging out on the porch. But after it got dark, I closed the door and brought Copper inside, and I couldn't bring her in here because I picked like 10 ticks off of Copper after all the playing that they did in the yard, in the grass and stuff. And so I pulled all these ticks off of him, and she's, you know, black and brown. And I was like, this is going to take me, I'd have to flea comb her for like an hour to let her hang out in my house with him. And he was sleeping in my bed. So then I'd have two dogs sleeping in my bed, and I wasn't prepared for that either. And I just didn't, I just didn't want two dogs in my bed. And and I knew, you know, they'd have to part ways eventually anyway. So I just closed the door, and I just pretended not to listen to her. I was ignoring her barking outside. She circled the house for like over an hour. It was like 2 hours. She circled the house, um, you know, barking and trying to, it was so like sad. And eventually I had to go out there, and I was like, you're not my dog. Like, go home. It was like that scene. Well, a bunch of scenes from movies where you have to like tell the wild animal to go home, go back to your home. It was like that. And she did. She like left after that. So like I felt really bad. She was obviously sad that I told her to go away. And I felt really bad for doing that. I mean, I would have kept her, right? But like I'm new to this neighborhood and like she didn't seem like a stray. Like there's so many dogs that don't have collars around here. Like um I don't think she was a stray. She was really pretty, like Rottweiler puppy. So I doubt she didn't have an owner. Um, but yeah, she was just on the loose, hanging out. So what I don't want is to like get like a reputation. I'm not gonna steal someone's dog, you know, like if I were to take her in, I'd have to like post about it online and like put up signs and stuff and see if I could find who owns her before I would ever consider like keeping her as my dog. And I don't want to have a reputation for like, oh yeah, that's the girl that like tried to take my dog, you know. I don't need that shit. So anyway, oh god, I make the camera shake when I do that with my legs. Yeah, this is my house. It's a little trailer I bought in West Virginia, and um, I have and a half, and I plan on doing like a garden and maybe having goats or I don't know. If I could do a doggy daycare, which I've thought about, but I'd have to put up fencing so that the dogs would have somewhere outside to hang out. And I'd also want to probably build like kennels and maybe like a little deck so that they had somewhere they didn't have to sit on the ground the whole time. Um, I don't know. Yeah, be kind of cool. Um, I have been doing like dog sitting and that kind of thing, which is fun. It just doesn't pay that much. Uh, but you know, a doggy daycare, if you have like several animals, it could pay the bills. But I'd have to do a fenced in area in my yard to do that. So, well, maybe I will try this again. It was kind of fun to talk. I could try this again with like lights on so that it actually looks a little better. Although I have some acne and that's not going to be fun for me. I mean, I could wear makeup, but like, no, I do sometimes, but it's not very comfortable. Well, who knows? Maybe I will do this again. Happy Saturday, everyone.